Okay, so we're a little bit in reverse here. I should have videotaped this thing from the start. However, what we have here is a lower 3 to 3 where we're just trying to straighten just the lower 3 to 3. What we did is we did an indirect setup here, and if you notice, the brackets are well below their standard heights. They're much more gingivally placed. The reason for that is because they have to miss the occlusion, because the only thing that's going to be on this case are these lower 3 to 3 brackets, and the patient must be able to bite as these teeth straighten. And if you notice, there's 3 elastomerics and there's 3 ligature ties. The elastomerics on the 3s and the 1 lower incisor is because those teeth were completely passive when I put the 012 NiTi starting wire in there. And as you can see, the teeth that needed to be tied in were the other lower incisors, so I used ligature ties on those. And this is just a standard ligature tie-in as far as how they're tied in, let's say. Where they're tied in is a little bit different, but how they're tied in is the same. So now with instructions, the patient will be good to go, and our next appointment will be just 1 month, just to do a quick check. We probably won't do any adjusting at all, since this is an 012 NiTi, and it will be active for over a month. Once the teeth become straight, then and only then will we start to do a little interproximal stripping to make room for the teeth so that they don't go forward as they're aligning. So as you can see, we did this a little bit in reverse. Normally you would see the indirect bonding retainers on here. But what we did was I sent it to Ralph's lab and I had Bong set these up for me. And you notice the horizontal lines on the teeth. They correspond to where the upper incisal edges are. So the brackets that are on the patient must be below that line right there. And of course, you can move it over to the patient now. And of course, they are. So this corresponds to the fact that they need to go below that horizontal line to miss the upper plane of occlusion. Okay, and then lastly, now you can see the patient and how she bites in occlusion, and you can see that her upper teeth miss the brackets. This is going to make it so that she can actually close and we won't have a posterior open bite. The issue is going to be was when these teeth start to straighten, they're going to go forward a little bit, and we're going to get an occlusal or protrusive interference. So when these lower teeth start to straighten, that's when we have to start doing our interproximal stripping so we don't get that protrusive interference. This type of treatment right here is actually much trickier than it looks. So you have to be very, very careful in measuring the amount of tooth structure that needs to be removed in order to do this type of case.